What is up, everybody? And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what it actually takes to win in scaling an SMA and actually what you have to do to win. Because there's people that actually succeed in their SMA and there's people that don't. So in this video, I'm going to bridge that gap and talk about the commonalities I notice in successful people. So if you don't know me and you don't think I know what I'm talking about, I am still working with 10 plus SMA clients right now with my agency, and as well, I still help 5 other guys scaling their agencies as well. So I'm in this game as well with you. So I just share what I learned and what I noticed in this game. So the difference between the people that actually succeed in their SMA and the people that don't is sacrifice, really. Because in the game of business, you are a 1% person. You are someone who literally is going on their own into a venture that is that 1% commonality person, right? If business was easy, everybody would be doing that, right? So get that in your head. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So that's why you have a lot of people failing. And you might be wondering, what does it actually take to succeed in business? Because this video could be probably applied across all businesses, but I just want to dial in estimate because that's what I know. So it's the people who are willing to sacrifice the things that they have in their life currently for a life that involves making a lot of money, but also a lot of struggle. So let's bridge this gap currently, right? If this is you and you haven't scaled the business before, you're sitting at 0 to 5K a month right now, you are probably like the masses. And this video is not a critique on the masses of the people, a common person. This is not a critique at all. I'm just saying you have to be a different person and able to make an actual business work. Because you have to be unbelievably different. So if you still have those common habits that most people have, look at their life and see what results they're getting with them. I saw this clip by Chris Williamson the other day. The average person has little more than $1,000 in their bank account. They've been divorced multiple times. They take no vacations and they work 50 hours a week. So you're probably thinking, well, that sounds pretty bad. And unfortunately, that is the average, you can say American. I believe that study was American. And also, the average person spends 9 hours a day on their phone and 6.5 hours sleeping every night. So you are now spending more time on your phone than you actually sleeping and recovering. So that's just it's obviously a terrifying statistic. So if you're thinking there's nothing wrong about being average, like everybody else is doing it, why do I not do that thing? Well, look at the outcomes they're getting, right? Look at the outcomes they're getting clubbing on Friday nights and Saturday nights. Look at the outcomes they're getting at sleeping until 10 every day. Look at the outcomes they're getting when they're getting minimum wage jobs, working 50 hours a week. They have no time to read books. They have no time to self-develop or go to the gym. So let's just actually bridge that gap between if you're thinking of being exceptional in a way, it's worth it, right? It's very worth it because that's the life that you're actually creating for yourself when you develop these bad habits that an average person actually has. What the entrepreneur type has to do, that 1% type person, they have to sacrifice that. Because you are aiming for a different life right now. If you're looking to work for yourself, if you're looking to self-educate, if you're looking to get to 100 grand a month, you have to be that 1% of people and get into those 1% of actions. So if you think about this as a hierarchy, right? That 1% person then has actions that's going to breed them that 1% status. Those actions are derived from those beliefs that they have and what's actually going to actually get them the most results. So it's this hierarchy of beliefs, patterns, actions, thought patterns, and usually the bottom of that is somewhat how you view the world. So your beliefs, because again, your beliefs drive your actions. So if you believe and know that these things are actually going to drive that average person to be bred from these beliefs, these average beliefs, you then have to take some abnormal beliefs into your life in order to actually breed that 1% status. What I recommend beginners do, and every single successful person that I know has gone through this stage at some point. And some people call this monk mode. Some people call this the season of no. I like calling it the season of no because monk mode actually has a bad connotation, a bad rap right now because people like Amin Ghazi and some big gurus have coined it, and you just think about meditating and taking cold showers. But that's not what it is. It's not like you're going to take a cold shower and meditate every morning, you'll be rich, and go to the gym, you'll be rich. It's not like that. I like the term season of no better Because every entrepreneur has to do that rewiring of their psyche at some point. So they have to go inside their mind and go, what is driving my life right now? Like, why am I thinking this way? Why do I have these negative thought patterns? Why do I have these negative actions that I'm doing? I'm lying all the time. Let's say I have $500 in my bank account. I'm not as big or jacked or healthy as I should be. What's driving that outcome? Because clearly you're thinking in a way and you're performing actions in a way that's actually getting you that outcome, as I mentioned before. So you then have to go, what is not driving me this business outcome that I want to be in the 1%? So I'm going to actually draw you a graph real quick so I can actually visually represent this for you. So think of this as your attention, right? So we'll put A, then we'll put your attention here. We'll contrast these real quick. So let's talk about the attention of the average person. This is their attention, right? Each line is something pulling them into different directions as of this moment. This line is you partying every Friday and you actually thinking about how you're going to plan your night, what bars you're going to hit, etc. Right here is the judgment of other people's opinions of you starting something new in business or doing something that's unusual. This right here is your family difficulties that you have every week where you're fighting with your family, etc., and negative people in your life. This one is, hey, look, I'm going 2 to 3 hours a day to hang out with friends and go to dinners. So these are just common examples, right? But each person in their life is going to have some sort of attention being pulled out from multiple points because your attention is completely finite. Do you ever have those days where, like, let's say you're a full-time employee and you have like a 10-hour, 11-hour work session and you're just literally done for? You get home and you just crash. You wanted to read that book, you wanted to go to the gym, but you're just crashed. And that's because your attention's like this. You are in all different directions, from that customer who's mad at you today, your boss getting mad at you today, you fighting with your coworkers, arguing. It's all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. What happens when you get that sorted and cut out all of that? You then have this. So this is the attention span of an entrepreneur, right? It's one straight line. And maybe it actually might look like this, right? Maybe you have an intimate relationship, right? And maybe you spend some time with family. But that's now the attention span of an entrepreneur, and this is your business. That's your business. Look at the attention differences. Just look at them. Do you see how much of your attention is being pulled out into so many different directions that you can't even put in this much? I believe if you're cutting it at half, this is even acceptable to scale the business. It's just more than every other priority in your life. And there's people that come to me, they're like, hey, that's a bit extreme, right? Like, that's just like, it's a bit extreme, and don't you need time for pleasure? Some instant gratification. Don't you need some time every Friday to spend a few hours for drinks? It's a compound effect, right? Those 3 hours for drinks on Friday spill out to your next 5 days because your alcohol's affected you. To succeed, to be abnormal, you need to take abnormal actions. Of course people are going to judge you for it. Of course. Why would they not? Look at their lives. Most people are, you can say, happy. They're content and believe this is the way they need to live life. I'm going to work from 9 to 5 for 5 days a week, and then 2-3 days a week, I'll have some wine after dinner, and I'll go partying with my friends. That's like an average 19-year-old right now, right? I know this because I'm 19. But that's an average person. Of course they're going to judge you. I had an example a few weeks ago. I've recently started to upload some shorts on my Instagram, my personal Instagram. I've had my whole life, so everybody I know I've ever interacted with follows me on Instagram. And I started uploading business content. And I know that those people, if you're watching this, what's up? If you're watching this, you're gonna judge me because you have no idea what I'm talking about. Who's the scammer guy who invented a business and making 50 grand a month? He's so young. He must be doing something corrupt. He just must be doing something wrong. It's not normal. This looks like something that should get him in jail. That's their thought pattern. And you have to expect it. People are going to judge you. Right? Why would they not? Look at their life. Again. So, when you're getting into entrepreneurship, and it's this new landscape you've never traversed before, you have no idea what's in it for you, you need to cut out all the distractions that's going to yield you an average life. Really. because those things are making your average life, and you need to actually have an abnormal life, because entrepreneurship is an abnormal life. So the best business people I know have cut out all of that shit. Pardon my language. It's just need to drill the point home. They've cut out all of it. The best business people I know right now, people I work with that I know, every week like cut out something new. They go in seasons of no, like I mentioned before, to all of the things that are distracting them from what they want. And they're obsessive about what they want. And if you're getting into business, business might feel like another job, might feel like work. Until it becomes a game. Because if you're transitioning from this right here into that with your attention, you're going to be like, I'm working so much, I'm burned out, all this shit. But as soon as you start enjoying the game of business, you really have infinite motivation. And it might feel like a tool at the beginning, and you're deriving your motivation from resentment at society. You don't want to have a normal life. You are driven to do hard shit because you don't want to live the normal life. That's a common narrative I'm hearing from beginner entrepreneurs right now, is that they just don't like their 9-to-5 job. They don't want to blend in with the masses. But they don't realize you need to sacrifice what the masses do to be exceptional. They don't get their head around that. And they're like, I had a lot of stuff come up today. I couldn't get to work because I had a lot of stuff come up. Just say no. That's easier said than done. I realize that. Saying no is a skill, really. You get good at it. Then people at the beginning like, why is Joe not attending the dinners anymore? Why is he not going out on Friday nights? Like he's invited, but he's just choosing not to go. He's so rude. Like, what is he doing with his life? And they start judging you. And that's fine, because you're separating yourself from them. As soon as you start separating yourself from the masses and the friend group you have, they're going to judge you and say, what the hell is Joe doing? What the hell is Joe doing? Until they see that work pay off 1 year later and you're making 50 grand a month. That's the reality, really. So in order to be successful, you do the abnormal. In order to do the abnormal, you cut out the average person's activities. That's the summary. And you need to cut out ruthlessly what does not drive attention to your business and progress in your business. The best business people I know have like 2 or 3 things they're interested in, but business always takes number 1 priority. Always. You can have that intimate relationship. You can have a girlfriend. You can spend a few hours with her a week and fit that in. But then their whole day goes to the business, right? They're still getting the hours and the reps in. But when you're a beginner, you need to actually put in more time than that and pretty much cut out everything, because the person who can fit in the intimate relationship has been in this game for years and knows what he's doing. But you don't. You don't. So you need to spend even more time than the experienced person to catch up to them and get to their level. I'm a very competitive person, right? So if I see someone that's at my level and I'm like, this guy isn't working too hard, like he's making the same money. I think I'm more intelligent than him. Like I should be above him. I'll work harder and I'll be like, shit, I need to get above this guy. Like that's just how I operate, right? And you might be thinking competitiveness might be a bad motivation in some way. But really, that's what gets me going as well. Like you need to, if you want to be exceptional, you're going to have this borderline narcissistic tendency to try to outperform everybody around you. It's just competitive personalities are like that. Obsessive personalities are like that. So I recommend to embody at least some part of that narcissistic personality in terms of business. I'm not saying everything else you think you're the god, because you're not. Everybody in this earth is just living and making their best approximation of what's going on. That's a side tangent, but just try to be more like this person and have your attention more streamlined. If you're going to take away something from this video, normal people do normal things. You need to cut out the things that normal people do in your life to be this type of person who makes 50 grand, 100K, 1 million a month. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope this was some value for you. If you did, I have a free school group that teaches social media marketing, SMMA, things in there. It's completely free. Again, over $5,000 worth of stuff in there. Just join that up and hope to see you inside. If you enjoyed, subscribe. That'd be amazing. And I'll see you later. Bye.